These are perfect days to do body work. These days between the 1st and the 9th of Av and the destruction of the two temples. The temple is actually the body. And the third temple is the body. So when this third temple is developed in man and brought back from its crushed, destroyed state, then we will have the third temple and the Messianic times. So it's really a lot of body work, like Feldenkrais, Alexander technique, Rolfing, this type of body work. And for me, even though I've been doing it for years, I always misunderstand things. A phrase like, it's up the front and down the back. I used to do that from the hips down here. So I used to do up the front, and then I used to crush, compress this area between the ribs and the hips, because I used to go up the front from the hips. But the hips aren't what we're talking about. We're really talking about the ribs and the chest area. It's up the front in the chest. So it's in tennis what they call a high set. And when you go up the front from the chest, immediately you go down the back from the chest. See, I used to go down the back from the pelvis. And that used to make my head wrong. It's from the chest, so it's up and down from the chest, up the front, down the back. From the chest area, it sets it straight. Then I was doing this morning some circles from the hip area lying on the floor or the bed, and it hits the Lutz bone in the back. And when that Lutz bone in the back, where the hips, where the end of the spine is, when you move that also you can't do a circle there. Most people can't do a circle with the hips, with the low hips, without moving the head correspondingly. And so that hits the Lutz bone in the back of the head. So these are all things. The resurrection of the body, you see, is actually the understanding that we've been holding our body, our musculature has been holding us tight down from the societal, you see, from the structure. My structuring, my holding to get the ball in the tennis frame, in the space of the tennis court. And these kind of things holding me back. So now I'm up the front, down the back. My head's neck free, and then forward and up a little bit. High head up, high set. And then slightly eyes tilted down a little bit. Anyway, these are just things for me on the musculature that I have now that changes every day. I've always had stiff knees. You see, locked knees. Now all of a sudden when my hips go forward, my hips go down now a little bit. It's kind of like putting the penis to the floor. That raises the back. I used to do the opposite way. And then when you recognize this and then do physical actions, you realize that you're not doing it by the muscles. The muscles only move bones. And underneath those bones is even another energy, and that's what we're trying to get to. Some sort of what I call high energy. It's a chi energy. It's the energy that everybody talks about. And this energy, well, this is what we're looking for. Blocked. So for me today, a little high, the chest goes up a little bit. Up. See, all of a sudden you sit that up, it changes everything rather than down. All of a sudden it's it rolls my shoulders back a little bit, just chest up, and then the back goes down. So it's up the front, and immediately you go down the back. So we're going to call this up the front, down the back. And what we're doing is rebuilding the temples. The body is the third temple. We're rebuilding the 2 destroyed temples in Jerusalem. And here I am at my wailing wall. You know, my wall, my Zen wall, my wailing wall. And this, it's prophetic that I should be doing this video about the third temple at the remains of the other 2 temples. Only one wall left.